Sorry about that. Okay. Alright, roommate drama over. We're all good. So I have mods. The other one I wanted to mention up here at the top is that one of the mods I'm playing with makes every straight character in the game bisexual, so they will flirt equally with male and female characters, and the party members who are romanceable only by one gender will be romanceable by both. So we have all the options on the table. So let's go ahead and start a new game here. There will be an opening cutscene, which is mostly narrated, so I don't know if I'll have time to describe it well, but we will see. New game, Dragon Age Origins. And so is the golden city blackened, with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Canticle of Threnodies, 8:13.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption.
We're seeing animated illustrations.
They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless.
Skeletons with glowing eyes.
The dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Dragging a body from a battlefield. Dwarves and a large rock golem barricade a door. Darkspawn. Fire.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed.
A bloody battle between various humans, a human mage, elven archer, dwarven with a battle axe, fighting these darkspawn ogres and grunts. Running through a village, a woman gets killed.
It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten.
A tall, dark-skinned man walks towards a cliff.
We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
Dead bodies around him, Darkspawn sneaking up from behind. He kills them with a sword.
It may even be
one
too
off.
late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon.
The forest is burning below.
Maker, help us all.
So that's our intro. And now we get to choose the character we are creating to deal with this Darkspawn threat. The background you select will determine which of 6 distinct opening stories you play through. It also affects how characters respond to you throughout the game. So, like I said, on Twitter, I've determined I will be playing the City Elf. That is an elf who can be either a warrior or a rogue. I'm going to choose a rogue because I think that's... I like rogues better. I tend to play archers or backstabby fighters more than just frontline combat. And I'm going to be a girl because, of course, you know, if you can be a girl, why not? All of the icons here are in, well, the race icons are sort of in a stained glass for human, elf, and dwarf. The class icons here, we have a sword and shield for warrior, a hand emitting a purple glow for mage, and a hooded figure for rogue. And for the elf rogue, we get to choose between the Dalish elf, which is a forest tribe, or the city elf. You have always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords, but when a local lord claiming his privilege with the bride shatters your wedding day, the simmering racial tensions explode in a rain of vengeance. I will give a content warning up front that there is sexual violence in this origin story, not explicit, but implied. So if that's a...
Greetings.
An issue for anyone watching, that is no problem for me. Feel free to peace out. That will be sort of prevalent in this origin, which is about the first hour or 2 of the game, and then I doubt it will come up again. So here's our character. I'm gonna look through the presets. I don't really have an idea in mind of what I want her to look like. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna start with this preset. With a pale face, dark eyebrows, dark hair. Sharp nose. We'll start with this. I kind of like the idea of this being a more, you know, not the youngest protagonist, not a young adult hero, but a middle-aged, maybe. Just paging through skin tones here. I'm gonna go with this light olive tone. I'm not gonna deal with makeup yet. We'll get to that once we have a face more established. Hairstyle. Right now she has a short ponytail. I do like the black hair. Let me see. Yeah, I think black hair is definitely right. You'll notice in here that some of the hair mods that came with the mod I installed are distinctly non-traditional Western fantasy hairstyles. We have some very extremely long anime straight hairs. I feel like we should choose something that shows off her ears. I mean, that's the whole feature of being an elf, right? I've got some clipping issues with some of these hairs. And the elf ears. That one's a shaved mohawk. That's very cool. I actually think I like this last one. I made it through the entire list and I found one I liked. So it's a high ponytail, but with the ponytail itself only falls back to mid-neck length. It's fairly thick hair, and she has long bangs. On the left side, they're tucked behind her ear. On the right side, they're just hanging down beside her face. I like that. As far as eyebrows, we started with this very thin style, like very, very tweezed. Then we have 3 more natural styles, very thick, sort of a, I don't know, your standard curve, and a more angled eyebrow. I'm realizing that I'm not great at describing hair. See, the tweezed eyebrows, I like the thinness of them for her, but they are very, very severe. I wish there was a middle ground between, like, that one and this one. I'll go with this one, I think. It's thicker, but it's a little less, I don't know. Makes her look less like a 18th century schoolmarm. Alright, eye shape. So right now she has thin eyes, sort of slanted inward, fairly wide set. This one's open more. This one's slanted farther. This one's narrow and less slanted. And even more, okay. Gosh. I think this first one's the best. Eye size. Look at those big elf eyes. What do your elf eyes see? We see all. Maybe not quite that much. Spacing, yeah, the wide set eyes are doing it. For me, a little higher. Right now we've got a blue, sort of a dark gray blue eye. I was gonna see if I could find another gray. Maybe this one? I think that's more of a gray-green. I think that's more of the gray I want. Brow depth. That's really forehead more than brow. Leave that pretty standard. Brow height. also pretty standard. Nose shapes. So she's gonna have a pretty long nose by default. Just because of this preset. I'm a sucker for characters with big noses. I cannot lie. I'm also gonna try and shift this a little bit towards the Dragon Age 2 style of how elves are designed, where elves in that game tend to have a wider nose bridge, where the nose sort of from where the eyebrows meet is wide and then gets narrower as it goes down. So I'm gonna make her bridge pretty wide. And the tip of the nose a little narrower. Mouth. It looks like she has a purple lipstick on right now. We'll play with that in a bit. Gonna give her something of an underbite because the option is there. Cheekbones. Yes. Yes, cheekbones. Very high, very sharp. All of the character models in Dragon Age tend to have very angular cheeks. There's not a ton to do about that unless you actually go into the character creator toolset, sort of the dev toolset, and play with it yourself, which I have done. But not for today. Ear size. Let's get those big ears, baby. All right, now back to skin and makeup. So I've chosen, out of the complexion options, I've chosen one that makes her sort of look, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s. Maybe I don't want to go that old. This one has sort of a light freckling to it, which I like. This one could be more of a mid-20s complexion. Alright, lip color. So there's natural. You know, let's start everything at natural. Now, she could have a tattoo. All of these are sort of full face tattoos. Geometric designs on the forehead and chin. Around the eyes, sort of a raccoon eyes. with lines coming off of it. Cheeks. Cheeks again. Very geometric. This one's on the forehead and cheeks, sort of a wings design. Right eye and left cheek. So it's sort of a striping. And then nose and cheeks. I'm kind of into this tattoo. Although, I don't know, face tattoos are more of the Dalish elf thing. None of these are those particular designs. Let's see. I'll put this tattoo on with low intensity and see if I keep it. It is sort of butterfly-esque. Sort of if the antennae are this bit in the center of the forehead, and you've got the wings with these outlines around the eyes, and then I don't know what this bit near the chin would be. Legs, maybe? Alright, I've given her sort of a reddish pink blush. Medium intensity. Reddish brown lip, medium intensity. Let's see, do I want any of these eyeshadows? I like this blue one. Let's turn that down to a respectable level. There. And then the tattoo, right now we've got it on a red-brown. Let me see other colors. Vivid black, gray, red, dark brown. Maybe we'll make the tattoo purple or blue. All right. So we've got a sort of medium intensity purple tattoo. Purple eyeshadow. We're very coordinated, I gotta say. Now we gotta pick her voice. The high voices are the ones typically given for elves, but I have all of the voices unlocked so we can choose what we like. Is she wise?
I have lost the spell.
Cocky?
How do you do?
Experienced?
Greetings.
Mystical?
Greetings.
Sultry?
Charmed. It didn't work.
Or violent?
Greetings.
We also have those for the other voice types. So here's the mediums.
Greetings. 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 Charmed. Greetings.
Or low, which is usually for dwarves.
Greetings. How do you do? Greetings. Greetings. Charmed. Greetings.
You'll notice that there isn't that much of a average pitch difference. They're just the ones that were recorded for each race. Let's see.
Greetings. Well, that didn't work.
I
need some other attack!
Here's the experienced voice set.
Move aside.
I kind of like this one.
Till we meet again.
These will only play as sort of combat barks in the world. The dialogue is not voiced.
Are you insane?
But I can do my best to match this.
Well, that didn't work.
Well, that didn't work. Okay. Now we need a name. This is the hardest part. Our last name will be fixed. The last name is always set for each origin. We need a good elf name. Yes, I am Googling a name generator. I think I'm gonna name her Briony. B-R-I-O-N-Y. That's a name I like. I think it's Welsh. So, Briony Tabris will be her name. Now we get to give her some attribute points. So because she is a rogue, she has a base stat line of 10 strength, 14 dexterity, 14 willpower, 12 magic, 14 cunning, and 10 constitution. I'm gonna up her dex to 16, up her strength to 12, and her cunning to 15. So I had 5 points to spend. And we have 1 skill point to spend out of the sort of overarching passive skills. So there's coercion. Each of these has 4 levels. So coercion, stealing, trap making, survival, herbalism, poison making, combat training, and combat tactics. I have to put this in combat training. Otherwise she will not have access to any weapon like special abilities. Because you have to have the appropriate tier of combat training before you can unlock those abilities. I should note, we also have a full view of her outfit now. So she is wearing a leather armor set that has a chest piece and skirt. The upper chest area and the pauldrons are decorated with some sort of white decoration. She has a couple of belts slung around her chest, front to back, and at her waist as well. She has gloves that have elbow pads attached. Sort of, I don't know, what are they called? Van braces? And boots with knee pads. And all of these are of the same sort of washed out brown leather. Now we get to the actual weapon talents. We have general rogue talents, 4 different trees, dual weapon talents in 3 trees, and archery talents in 3 trees. I think I'm gonna give her weapon talents, make her a knife fighter more than a archer, although we'll definitely be able to specialize in both by the end. So I'll give her dual weapon sweep, which is an ability that lets you sweep both your weapons in a forward arc, striking nearby enemies with one or both weapons and inflicting 50% more damage than normal. And once you get up to the 3rd level of passive training in dual weapons, you can never miss. So that's one of my favorites. And then I'm also going to give her 1st level lockpicking, because it's an RPG. There will be locks. And that's it for character creation. So I think we'll probably start here with a cutscene. Oh, I have to pick a difficulty level. I'm gonna go ahead and pick easy for now, just because I don't remember how the palette of mods I've installed will affect the difficulty, but we may ramp this up over time. It is not set for the entire campaign. The loading screen is a piece of parchment paper with a blood stain and a circular sort of Celtic knot emblem rotating as it loads. That's not really a Celtic knot. The lines aren't connected. It's just a bunch of lines. Swoops in a circle.
Denerim, the largest city and capital of Ferelden. Long ago, the elves lived as slaves to humans, and though they've been free for many generations now, they are far from equals. Here they live in a walled-off community known as the Alienage, working as servants and laborers when they can.
Trading in market stalls.
Despite these hardships, Denerim's elves are a strong people who take pride in their close community.
Dancing and drinking, running in the streets.
This is the only world you've ever known. Until now.
Basically getting views
Wake
of city
up,
streets
cousin.
and people there.
Why are you still in bed? It's your big day.
I'm sitting up in the lower half of a bunk bed. The woman speaking is another elf, a young woman with red hair, short red hair in various pigtails all around her head. She's wearing a light blue dress that has open shoulders and then a green and gold neck piece that comes up sort of as an undershirt. And I am wearing a not the same outfit in the character creator. I'm just sitting up in the lower half of a bunk bed. I'm wearing a gray dress that looks like it has a white apron at the front. My 3 responses are, ugh, just a little longer, or, huh, what, did I oversleep? Or, what, why are you in my room, Shiani? I'm gonna go with that last one. What? Why are you in my room, Shiani?
Because I begged your father to let me share the good news. You do remember what today is, don't you?
Should I keep reading all 3 options or just the one I pick? I'll keep reading all of them for now. Number 1, summer day? Number 2, someone's wedding? Number 3, according to your breath, it's get drunk before noonday. Well, that's extremely rude. I'm gonna go with number 2, someone's wedding?
A double wedding. You're getting married and so is Saurus. That's what I came to tell you. Your groom, Nelaros. He's here early.
I've just stood up from the bed. We keep getting glimpses of Shiani from the front. She has a round, chubby face with smiling eyes and freckles. I'm gonna pick the response. Already? Then I guess I don't have a choice.
That's the spirit. Well, sort of. All right, I'll stop tormenting you. I should go talk to the other bridesmaids and find my dress. Oh, Soros said that he'll be waiting for you outside, so move it.
All right, we're in the world. I'm getting some notifications about the DLC that I have installed. I'm gonna go to the codex real quick and mark those as red. Controls. Journal. Your journal tracks updates to your current objectives and records the results of prior exploits. This includes quests completed as well as codex entries that describe the world around you. At the bottom of the journal screen, the Make Active button lets you designate the quest you're currently working on, which will put arrows on the map and in the game world that direct you to the next point. Alright, I don't think we have a quest. Do we have a quest? No, we have a DLC quest. Alright, so I can move the camera around here. We are in a house. Our bunk bed is in a corner here. Next to the bunk bed, we have a little table. Let me zoom in here. There's a candle burning on it. There's a little wooden horse on a rolling horse toy. That's very cute. Over here, there's an autosave. Oh, I just had to walk out of the bed 3 steps. Now I have my quest. And a codex about alienage culture. This is very long. There have always been alienages. They've been around for as long as elves and shems have lived in the same lands. Ours isn't even the worst. They say that Val Royeaux has 10,000 elves living in a space no bigger than Denrim's market. Their walls are supposedly so high that daylight doesn't reach the, I don't know this word yet, Venedal until midday. But don't be so anxious to start tearing down the walls and picking fights with the guards. They keep out more than they keep in. We don't have to live here, you know. Sometimes a family gets a good break and they buy a house in the docks or the outskirts of town. If they're lucky, they come back to the alienage after the looters have burned their house down. The unlucky ones just go to the pauper's field. Here we're among family. We look out for each other. Here we do what we can to remember the old ways. The flat ears who have gone out there, they're stuck. They'll never be human. And they've gone and thrown away being elven, too. So where does that leave them? Nowhere. Written by Serethia Haren, also don't know that word, of the Highever alienage. I'm not going to end up reading all of the codex entries, because there are quite a lot. But this one feels particularly relevant. Alright, so we have a footlocker here that we can open.
Right.
Inside is a health poultice, a small grease trap, wedding clothes, and 50 copper. I guess maybe I should put on my wedding clothes instead of my PJs or whatever I was sleeping in. I'll go into my inventory here. I have my inventory is full of DLC content. I have some very high level weapons and armor and accessories that I shouldn't be using yet. I'm gonna put my wedding clothes on. What does that look like? Oh, this is very cool. So this is a white blouse with decorative stones sort of set in at the top and bottom hems and at the sleeves as well. It has a decorated panel down the front, down the center, and I have a gray skirt with another bejeweled hem. Also very fancy boots. They look like they have some metalwork on them. Very fancy. Alright, I'm gonna go out. There's another elf here, a elderly male elf with a green embroidered tunic and brown pants.
Ah, my little girl. It's the last day I'll be able to call you that. Oh, I wish your mother could have been here.
Up close, he has gray hair that is fairly short, parted in the middle, and a kind face. I'm gonna respond. Me too, Father. Well, what should I be doing?
All right, time for you to go find Soros. The sooner this wedding starts, the less chance you two have to escape.
I want to see my
You
betrothed
will
at least.
soon enough. Oh, one last thing before you go, my dear. Your martial training, the sword play, knives, and whatever else your mother trains you in, best not to mention it to your betrothed.
I take it you didn't say anything?
Well, it's not exactly something that would have made it easy to find a match for you. We don't want to seem like troublemakers after all. Adaya made that mistake.
The humans who killed her made a bigger one.
Our world is full of so many injustices. Take this. Your mother would have wanted you to have it. It's the very least I can give you as you start your new life. Go on then, I still have some things to do, and Saurus is no doubt waiting for you.
Received Adaya's boots. And we have updated our codex about the city elves. I won't read that right now. But I am going to put on my mom's boots. These are tier 3 leather boots. +1 willpower, +1 armor, -1% fatigue. They're not showing up on my character model, but that's probably because of my wedding outfit. Alright, anything else in this house I should look at? We've got a bathtub in the other corner. Looks kind of nice. There's a tub with a back here, like for sitting in. Washboard, fire, some food on a bench, big stack of wood in the corner. It's a cozy little home. Alright, time to go outside. Alright, here we are in the elven alienage. There's a bunch of ramshackle wooden houses. I see a ladder up to a top story nearby. Our house, the actual structure, is barely visible because there's a bunch of boards leaning up against it. I don't actually know who I'm supposed to be looking for around here, so I guess I'll just explore. Go left. I can press tab to highlight interactable things and people. Alright, this looks like a common square. There's a bunch of people walking around. There's an enormous tree in the center. I wonder if I can find out about that.
Well, it's
Oh, there's a dog. Hi, dog.
I still don't see it. Whenever I look, I just see the mother.
The mother was far more delicate.
It's the same sort of nose, you must admit that. The breeding shows.
Oh, there you go again with breeding. We're not horses, you know.
Of course not, but bloodlines are important, that's all I'm saying.
I think the whole notion is ridiculous.
Well, you've got the freedom to think so. You come from good stock.
Who's this? Who's this talking? Dilwyn.
Well, it's the lucky bride herself. Hello, dear.
Oh, now, love, she probably doesn't remember us.
Oh, of course. I'm Dilwyn, and this is Gethon. We were friends of your mother's. We haven't seen much of you since, well...
Dilwyn is an elderly woman, a female elf, with an orange blouse, a yellow skirt over another orange skirt. Gethon is elderly male elf. He's wearing a dirty gray tunic and black pants. I'm gonna pick number 3. What can you tell me about my mother?
Your father still doesn't speak of her, does he?
Adaya was beautiful and full of life and a bit wild.
She wanted you more than anything. It's sad she never got to see you all grown up.
We just wanted to see you today and express our good wishes.
Any friend of my mother's is a friend of mine.
It means the world to us to see you happy.
We've saved a bit of money for this day. We'd like you to have it, to help start your new life.
I'm honored, thank you.
Make her bless you.
Received 15 silver. I believe a silver is 100 copper, so that's a lot of money. Looking at the other NPCs walking around.
Congratulations.
I can't really get into conversation with them, but I can...
There'd better be dancing. It's not a real wedding without dancing.
I wish my wedding could have been as grand as all this.
Get a little bit out of them. Alright, let's investigate this tree.
As you wished.
Codex, an explanation of the Great Tree. Vinadal, the Tree of the People. Mostly, the old ways are gone. Each generation forgets a little more of the old tongue, a little more of the traditions. And the few things we keep become simple habits, the meaning long since faded. So it is with the Vinadal, the Tree of the People. Every Alienage has one, I'm told. Or they used to. When I was a little girl, my mother told me the tree was a symbol of Arlathan, but not even she knew more. Keeping the Vinadal is just a habit now. Many cities have let theirs wither and die, then chop them up for firewood. No great loss. Written by Serethia, Haren of the Highever Alienage. I think that was the same person who wrote the previous thing. Alright, let's see who else is around.
Where's the drink?
Man, same.
Hello there. Congratulations on the big day. Have you seen Saurus?
This is a dark-skinned elf named Theodore. He has curly blonde hair and is wearing a green tunic with a yellow... I don't know how you would describe this. Sort of a thick yellow collar. I'm looking for him myself.
Well, if you see him, ask him to come by and say hello, will you?
That's it for that.
I see Shiani's celebrating already.
Yeah, apparently she was drinking. Alright, I see a door I could go into, Alarith's store. And I see somebody out here named Nessa's father. There's also a
I don't see the
running
rug.
around.
We didn't leave it, did we?
Many blessings, young one. We hope to stay for the celebration, but we must be off.
Nessa's father has white hair, long tucked back into sort of a light ponytail. He's wearing a light, sort of light brown tunic with a dark collar and dark pants. There's a woman standing to his right, also elderly with white parted hair. She's also wearing a light tunic with a dark collar and dark skirt. And to his left is a dark-skinned young woman with thick brown hair pulled up into a high ponytail. She's wearing a green dress. I'm going to respond, what happened?
The human who owns our building has decided to sell it for storage space. We can't afford to live anywhere else here, so we're leaving Denerim.
There's a very pixelated, very chonky cat walking around in the background. I love it. Where are you going?
The Ostagar ruins. The army camp there is calling for laborers.
We wanted to look for work in Highever.
But that's just not possible.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You're still a child. You can't do anything. Enjoy your special day and put us out of your mind.
What my husband means is, you're very generous, but we don't need charity to solve our problems.
I understand. Good luck to you.
Many thanks. Again, blessings on your day.
Wait, can I talk to you a moment?
This is the younger girl, Nessa. Of course.
I apologize for my parents. They're too proud to accept help, much less ask for it. My parents will labor in the army camp, and they'll expect me to do the same, but I don't like the idea of being surrounded by human soldiers who haven't seen a woman in months.
Would some money help?
Of course, but I can't imagine anyone here has much to spare. We'd need another 3 silvers to make it to Highever. And if we got another 10 silvers, we could rent a house here. Maybe one large enough to start a business. But that's just dream talk. Nobody has that much money, and if they did, why would they give it to us?
I have 10 silvers, as it turns out. The person I just talked to gave me 15. So I'll say, here's 10 silvers. Take it. Stay here where you belong.
Where did you get this much money? Never mind. I'm sure not talking you out of this. Thank you. Thank you so much. You saved my family. I love you. Now I just have to handle the parents.
Well, that was easy. Quest updated. You have given Nessa's family enough money to allow them to remain in the Alienage. They will not have to work as laborers in Ostagar. Excellent. Still haven't found the person I'm supposed to be talking to. Who is Saurus? Well, I'm gonna look in this store. Alarith's store. Outside the door there's some garlic, I think, and maybe some peppers hanging and drying. Alright, inside. Ooh, this is a pretty place. On the table right to my left here, there's a big bouquet of flowers. There's some stuff hanging from the ceiling, some cloth on some shelves, some books that I can interact with. Codex, a brief explanation of Ferelden culture. That's long. Won't read it. And a few elves standing around in here, and Alarith behind the counter.
What are you doing here? You should be getting ready for your wedding.
Hey, let me enjoy my last moments of freedom.
What are you wasting those moments in here for? Shoo!
Okay, conversation ended. Guess I can't talk to him yet. Alright, back outside. Let's see. So we've explored the entire plaza around this tree. I'll go back into this alley. There's another cat. Hi, kitty. Cannot interact. Elf boy.
I'm the Puppet King. I have a million knights.
I'm King Merrick. You are dead, dead, dead.
Oh? Can I talk to the child? He's running. He's running around. Oh my gosh, child. I'll pause and I'll click on you.
Huh?
Wham! You're dead.
No fair. She stopped me.
What were you two playing?
Heroes and Humans. She made it up.
We each choose someone from the Elder Stories and do furious battles. I always win.
That's 'cause you cheat.
I've knelt down on the ground to talk to them. He has blonde hair, short cut, sort of spiky in the front. She has brown hair pulled into a ponytail in the back. That's a bun, not a ponytail. Why humans? Why not play as elves?
Do you know any stories about elven heroes?
Two of my responses are no, and one of them is yes. I'm gonna pick, sure, I know a story.
You do?
Yes, it's about Tathis, the sneaky elven bandit. All of my options here look like I'm making them up.
Did Tathis steal from the humans?
She stole from 7 human kings and built a sky palace.
Did Tathis ever get caught?
No, Tathis retired and hid her gold all over the land.
Hooray! I'm gonna be Tathis.
No, me!
I'm Tathis. I'll steal all your money from my family.
You can't. I'm a giant dragon, and I ate my gold.
I love kids. Kids are great. I'm gonna pick some elf fruit from somebody's garden. Looks like they have some cabbages that I can't interact with. I can't pick elf fruit. And there's a chicken. 1 chicken. Hi, chicken. Oh, 2 chickens. Alright. Alright, enough dilly-dallying. And back out into the square and down this left street. There's Saurus. Here's who I'm supposed to talk to.
Well, if it isn't my lucky cousin. Care to celebrate the end of our independence together?
He has a young face, blue eyes, and red hair, short and sticking up in the front. He's wearing a fancy green, blue, and red tunic with cap, sort of puffed sleeves, or puffed shoulders. The sleeves are full. I'm gonna answer, getting cold feet, Saurus?
Are you surprised? Apparently your groom's a dream come true. My bride sounds like a dying mouse.
I'm sure she's quite nice.
Great. I'll spend the next 50 years with a nice girl who hides grain away for the winter.
Yikes,
Let's
dude.
go introduce you to your dreamy betrothed before you say I do.
Yikes. Okay, he's part of the party now. Let's see. He's wearing his wedding clothes. Saurus's wedding clothes. I can level him up, although, I don't know. I guess I'll just do it to get this plus icon out of the way. He is also a rogue. So I guess I'll up his dex and his cunning and his strength. Give him combat training, combat tactics, and survival. Oh my gosh, I don't know what weapons he's gonna have. I mean, I guess this means we'll be in combat. I'll give him dual weapon and rogue below the belt. Alright, let's go explore. There's one street I haven't walked down yet. There's a...
Alms for a man who can no longer work. Show a bit of charity this day.
Somebody labeled as beggar.
Bam. Spare a coin for a man who was ruined trying to help his family.
He's sitting on the ground. He's wearing a dirty tan shirt. He has light brown hair parted in the center that's sort of falling messily around his head. Tell me your story.
I worked on the docks, living day to day, never knowing if my family would go hungry. The humans always left us the dangerous work, in the high beams of the warehouses or in the water. I was rigged up, cleaning the side of a ship, when it drifted against another and my legs were crushed between.
That's terrible.
The human foreman had me hauled out and dumped in an alley. My sons didn't find me until day's end. So now I live on the charity of those who don't even have enough for themselves.
Here you go. I guess the maximum I can give him is 1 bit, which must be 1 copper.
May the Maker's eyes look down with love on your day.
The other 3 options I had were all extremely rude. And that's not my brand. And here's a woman named Elva.
So I see you got yourself a big handsome hulk of a husband. Excuse me if I don't congratulate you.
She has messy, long red hair, with her ears poking out. She's wearing a dirty tan tunic, and she has a young boy standing next to her with pale skin, another tan dirty tunic. This model gets used over and over again, and dark hair. Is something wrong?
Don't act like you care. Your father has the money to get you a great match. Meanwhile, what did I get? A fat old man who smells like the docks and wouldn't know what to do with a woman even if he was sober.
Oh gosh, I hate all these options. I can say, what does that have to do with me? Or, well, life's like that sometimes. Or, so you're insane, I get it. Or, get out of my face. I hate all of these options. I want to be not extremely rude. I guess I'll say, what does that have to do with me?
You think you're better than me? Well, you're not. I may have got a poor match, but at least I have some dignity. Wench.
Yikes. Can I talk to the kid?
Hey, you're gonna be late for your own wedding.
Don't worry, it won't start without me.
What if you're wrong? How terrible that would be. The bride is supposed to be pretty and caring. And definitely not late. Only humans don't care about being respectful.
Where did you hear that?
Father said it this morning when my brothers didn't want to get out of bed. He said they were acting like lazy humans.
I'm sure your brothers aren't that bad.
I guess. They're pretty lazy.
Alright, so they don't seem to have anything to do with each other. They're just standing there. Alright, let's run back to the main square. Remember the guy Theodore was waiting for Saurus. I just heard a cat. Alright, back to Theodore.
There's the man of the hour. How are you, Soros?
I'm well. This is my cousin, the bride. The other bride, not my bride.
We've met on occasion. Blessings on the day, both of you.
Poor Soros isn't feeling very blessed.
True enough. Still better to be married and have a real life than to remain a child.
There's something you should know, Soros. My brothers won't be coming. They left to find the Dalish, you see.
The Dalish elves? Really?
They're elves who supposedly live free wandering the forests. I don't think they really exist, though.
Well, my brothers certainly believe they do. Even Alarith swears that Dalish elves saved him on his way to Denerim. Nonsense.
Alarith? The shopkeeper?
Indeed. He told my brothers that when he was fleeing his homeland, he found the Dalish. Or they found him. I don't really remember.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. They were probably just taken in by another old story. Theodore, it was great seeing you. I'm sure your brothers will show up in a few days, embarrassed and hungry.
I hope so. I should go. Best wishes to you both.
Alright, codex about the Dalish elves. Another long story. Let me know if there's any codexes you'd like me to read at any point. If there's anything that you're wondering about. Oh, cutscene.
Let go of me! Stop, please!
Human man grabbing an elf.
It's a party, isn't it? Grab a whore and have a good time. Savor the hunt, boys. Take this little elven wench here. So young and vulnerable.
Pointing to Shiani.
Touch me and I'll gut you, you pig!
Please, my lord. We're celebrating weddings here.
Silence, worm!
I know what you're thinking, but maybe we shouldn't get involved.
Alright, so there were 3 human men dressed in fancy clothes. And a bunch of elves, including our cousin Shiani, and a couple of others. The young man who protested just got slapped to the ground. He had a blue bandana wrapped around his ears, which were actually sort of clipping through it. Shiani was there, and I think Nessa, the girl we gave money to, was there. And to Soros, I'm gonna say, I won't let these humans abuse us.
Fine, but let's try to be diplomatic, shall we?
What's this? Another lovely one come to keep me company.
This guy is blonde. He has short, neat hair. He has some stubble around his... not a full beard of stubble, but just around his mouth and chin. He has bright blue eyes and a very fancy embroidered shirt. Blue silk with red embroidery and gold. I'm gonna say, you need to leave at once.
Ha! You hear that, Vaughn? Ha! Do you have any idea who I am?
Shiani's running away. And has just hit him over the head with a ball.
Are you insane? This is Varn Orien, the Earl of Denerim's son.
What? Oh, Maker.
The guy who spoke up has a brown embroidered tunic, brown spiky hair. I'm gonna say, look, things got out of hand. I'm gonna try to be very diplomatic.
You've a lot of nerve, knife ears. This'll go badly for you.
Oh, I really messed up this time.
It'll be all right. He won't tell anyone an elven woman took him down.
I hope so. I should get cleaned up.
Is everybody else all right?
I think we're just shaken. What was that about?
Looks like the Jarl's son started drinking too early. Well, let's not let this ruin the day. This is Valora, my betrothed.
She's wearing a gold shirt with a green, bright green silk tank top over it, I guess is how I would say. It has a couple of gold belts and a red skirt. Next to her is standing an elf with a green and gold embroidered tunic. He's blonde, has short, parted hair. She's also got red blonde hair pulled back into a very fancy braid at the back of her head. And I will say, and this man must be my betrothed.
A pleasure. Soros said much of you. Some of it was even positive.
Hey, I just wanted to give you a sporting chance to run. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to discuss.
Soros and his betrothed are leaving.
Here we are. Are you nervous?
I'll say, not really. You?
I thought I'd stay calm, but finally seeing you has made me... Well, let's just say I'm not calm.
How do you feel about moving to Denerim?
It was hard to leave Highever, but your father's matchmaker spoke highly of you, and rightfully so. Denerim itself seems friendlier than Highever, perhaps because it's so large that humans take less notice of us.
Well, things can only get better.
I think you're right. I'm looking forward to seeing how life unfolds.
Come on, cousin. We should let them get ready.
We'll see you two in a bit. Don't disappear on us.
Or we'll come find you.
Don't look now, but we have another problem.
I'm turning around to look. What do you mean?
Another human just walked in. Could be one of Vaughn's or just a random troublemaker.
It's a tall, dark-skinned man.
Either way, we need to move him along before someone does something stupid.
In heavy armor, blue and silver. He has a dark hair and a short ponytail behind his head. I'll say, right, let's go talk to him.
Let's do this quickly.
Alright, so we actually get to choose to walk over to him. We are in the alley near the town square. We need to go back into the square towards the tree. His name is highlighted in red. Everyone else has been in green or white. His name is Duncan.
Good day. I understand congratulations are in order for your impending wedding.
We can see that he also has two weapons on his on either side, a sword and a dagger. I'll say, thanks, but please go. I'd rather avoid any unpleasantness.
What manner of unpleasantness might you be referring to?
Astute listeners will notice that this is the same voice who did the opening narration. The Alienage just isn't a good place for humans to be.
I'm sorry, but I have no intention of leaving.
Fine. Maybe we can compromise.
She keeps her composure even when facing down an unknown and armed human. A true gift, wouldn't you say, Valendrian?
I would say the world has far more use of those who know how to stay their blades. It is good to see you again, my old friend. It has been far too long.
This is an elderly white-haired elf with sort of medium-length hair. He's wearing a brown embroidered tunic and looking fondly at Duncan. Elves in general are shorter than humans. I believe all the models are the same height. So I'll say that he's about, 4 or 5 inches shorter than Duncan is. And I'll say, you know this human, Elder?
May I present Duncan, head of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden.
What's a Grey Warden?
They are a great order of warriors, child, sworn to protect our world from the Darkspawn. But my question remains unanswered. Why are you here, Duncan?
The worst has happened. A blight has begun. King Cailan summons the Grey Wardens to Ostagar to fight the Darkspawn horde alongside his armies.
Yes, I had heard the news. Still, this is an awkward time. There is to be a wedding. 2, in fact.
So I see. By all means, attend to your ceremonies. My concerns can wait for now.
Very well. Children, treat Duncan as my guest. And for the Maker's sake, take your places.
Please, do not let me interrupt further. We shall speak more later.
Alright, Codex on Duncan. Codex on the Grey Wardens. Codex on the Blight. Codex on Darkspawn. Alright, that's a lot of codexes. So the Blight is in the Magic and Religion character category. This is written as a poem. I'm actually going to read this one. I like the Chant of Light. No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, "Shall you surrender your power to time like the beasts of the fields? You are the lords of the earth. Go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods." In secret they worked, magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity, they turned against the veil until at last it gave way. Above them, a river of light. Before them, the throne of heaven waiting. Beneath their feet, the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth. Whoop, scrolled down too far. "And so is the golden city blackened, with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world." Violently were they cast down, for no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime. Bodies so maimed and distorted that none should see them and know them for men. Deep into the earth they fled, away from the light. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the Whisperer awoke at last, in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first Blight. From Threnodies 8. So there is the in-world lore on the Blight. Welcome, Blindly Playing Games and Chaosbringer 216. Yes, I am about an hour into the game. So this is our origin story as an elf from the city Alienage. If there are any other codex entries you'd like me to read, please let me know. I'm not going to be reading all of them. I will mention when they come up, but if there's anything that you'd like me to pay more attention to, and this goes for sighted viewers as well, obviously, I will do that. Yes, the intros do change drastically based on your race. There are 6 different origin stories, roughly 2 per race, human, elf, or dwarf. So these are the city elves. There are also tribal elves that live in the forests. The dwarves get a nobility intro and a commoner, sort of slums intro. The humans get a nobility intro and a magic, sort of mage college intro, which you can also be an elf in that one. So these are the city elves. We are playing a young woman named Briony. She is a rogue. She will be fighting with daggers when we get there, but right now it's our wedding day. And we are to take our place on the stage in the main square for our double wedding with our cousin Saurus.
Oh, Saurus, there you are. I was afraid you'd run off.
No, I'm here, with Nellaros's blushing bride in tow. You look radiant.
The elder motions for a priest to come
Looks
on
like
stage.
everyone's ready.
So all 4 of us are standing together. I'll say, let's get this over with.
Friends and family, today we celebrate not only this joining, but also our bonds of kin and kind. We are a free people. But that was not always so. Andraste, the Maker's prophet, freed us from the bonds of slavery. As our community grows, remember that our strength lies in commitment to tradition and to each other.
The human
Thank
priest
you,
walks towards us.
Valandrian. Now let us begin. In the name of the Maker who brought us this world, and in whose name we say the Chant of Light, My lord, this is an unexpected surprise.
Sorry to interrupt, Mother, but I'm having a party, and we're dreadfully short of female guests.
The human from before is back.
Milord, this is a wedding!
If you want to dress up your pets and have tea parties, that's your business. But don't pretend this is a proper wedding. Now, we're here for a good time, aren't we, boys?
Just a good time with the ladies, that's all.
Let's take those two, the one in the tight dress and... Where's the bitch that bottled me?
Over here, Lord Vaughn!
Let me go, you stuffed shirt son of a...
Oh, I'll enjoy taming her. And see the pretty bride.
Don't worry, I won't let them take you.
Just want to give another reminder, content warning here, that there will be implications of sexual violence in the next 30 minutes of the game or so. Not shown on screen, but pretty heavily implied. So they've pointed out my cousin's bride, my cousin Shiani, a couple other elves who we haven't met yet, and myself. My response here, I'm gonna say, I won't let them take Shiani.
Ah, yes. Such a well-formed little thing.
You villains!
Oh, that's quite enough. I'm sure we all want to avoid further, unpleasantness.
Let them go. You have no right.
Let me think. No. Oh, we're gonna have some fun.
Slaps me, I fall to the ground. And fade to black. With a loading screen. Loading screen so intense my PC had to pause there for a minute. Yep. Thinking real hard about this.
Make her keep us. Make her protect us. Make her keep us. Make her protect us.
Stop it. You're driving me insane. Oh, thank the Maker you've come to. We were so worried.
We're all sitting around on the stone floor inside a building. One of the women whose names I don't know is kneeling, sort of rocking back and forth, praying. The other three were sitting over me. I've just sat up. Is everyone all right?
We're scared but unharmed. So far. They locked us in here to wait until that bastard is ready for us.
The woman talking was my cousin Saurus's intended bride. Then we need to get out of here.
Forgive me if I don't hold my breath. The door is locked and solid, and we're unarmed.
Make her keep us. Make her protect us. Make her keep us. Make her protect us.
Great. Now this again.
All right. Let's see. I can run around. We have two doors, neither of which are pickable. I do have a lockpicking skill, but key required. So we have our cousin Shiani, who has a quest marker. Our what's it called? What's a sister-in-law if it's your cousin? Guess there's no name for it. I'll talk to Shiani.
Look, we'll do what they want. Go home and try to forget this ever happened.
She's right. It'll be worse if we resist.
It'll be worse if we don't.
Someone's coming.
The woman speaking here is a dark-skinned elf. She has dreadlocks from the top of her head pulled back into a bun, and the lower half of her head is shaved as an undercut. I'll say, be quiet. Don't do anything until I say.
Hello, wenches. We're your escorts to Lord Vaughn's little party.
Stay away from us!
Cut her throat with a sword.
You killed her!
I suppose that's what happens when you try teaching whores some respect. Now, you grab the little flower cowering in the corner. Horace and I'll take the homely bride and the drunk. You two, find the last one. She's the scrapper.
That's me.
Don't worry, we'll be perfect gentlemen.
Now you heard the captain. Be a good little wench or you'll end up like your friend there.
I'm sure we can make a deal here.
There's only one deal I want, sweetie.
Hello?
It's my
Oh,
cousin
look at
with a
this.
sword.
A little elfling with a stolen sword.
Slid it to me on the ground.
Oh, sod.
They're putting their hands up, and we are in combat. Alright, paused. What did I receive here? So I've actually been equipped with this sword, a Darmisan, a tier 1 longsword. I think I also saw that I received... Oh, I bet the crossbow was equipped to him. Yep, so there's a crossbow that he's been equipped with. Actually, a Grey Warden crossbow. That's interesting. Tier 2 weakens nearby darkspawn. So that's what he'll be fighting with. I also have a Grey Warden dagger and an Orlesian dagger, both iron. So I'll equip... Let's see, which of these is better? The Orlesian dagger is better, I think, for my second weapon. Yes, so to answer your question, this is going to be sort of old-style RPG combat. People with movement circles, real-time with pause, with combat tactics. If I zoom out here, I can see it in sort of a top-down style. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at Saurus. Actually, I gave him melee fighting techniques, so I actually should give him yeah, I should give him a dagger to fight with instead of the bow. And then I also have 2 daggers. For his tactics, I'm going to set him to the Scrapper preset, and we'll deal with tactics more later. So I right-click on an enemy to attack. We have 2 guards, human guards. They're both facing Saurus right now, so I might have a backstab opportunity.
As you wish.
Use dirty fighting to stun them.
Look at this mess! I love it! No mercy!
Just took down the one that was stunned, and now for the other one.
You're getting sloppy! You're mine! Show me what you've got!
And did a finishing move that, oh my gosh, I decapitated him. Brutal.
Can't believe they killed her. Are you all right? They didn't hurt you, did they?
We're both now spattered with blood. I'm fine now, just shaken.
Thank the Maker. Hopefully we can still save the others.
Where'd you get the sword?
That Grey Warden Duncan gave Nelaros and me his sword and crossbow, but that's all we have.
Nelaros is here?
Yes, he's the reason we're here. He lost it on those who wanted to hope for the best. I didn't know what to do.
You're here now. That's what matters.
Thanks. I couldn't let him go alone. Nelaros is guarding the end of the hall. Let's figure this out with him. We should hurry before something happens to the others.
That was to be my husband. Alright. So we can loot these guys.
We should hurry before something happens to the others.
Let's see. This one we can get his sword and shield. And a mace from the other one. So now we can both have 2 weapons equipped. Source will have the... Oh no, he doesn't have enough strength to use the other dude's weapons. Neither do I. Terrible. Alright, I guess Source gets the crossbow. We'll have to find some other low-tier weapons later. Now that I've looted them, they've faded into skeletons on the floor. And now I can open the door into the hall. I also have a level up. Let's see. 3 attribute points. Oh, I can increase my strength. Alright. I'll up strength to 14. Let me see, does that give me enough? Wait, what? Oh, it didn't take. I have to go all the way through. Yeah, but once I up my strength, I'll have it. Let's see, choose a talent. So right now I have level 1 coercion, level 1 poison making, level 1 combat training. I'm gonna pick level 2 combat training, because I'll need to get those out of the way. And then I can pick from the rogue skills. I already have dirty fighting, which stuns a target. Deft hands, which is level 1 lockpicking. And dual weapon sweep. So I'm going to pick the passive bonus dual weapon training. Now deals closer to normal damage with the offhand weapon by increasing the modifier bonus roll from 0 to 25% to 25 to 50%. Don't know what that means, but I'm better at using 2 weapons. Okay, alright, let's go in the hall. Oh, this is a kitchen. There's 2 really big tables with food all over them. There's a bunch of pies, some apples, a bunch of bread. Some of these things are way too polygonal for me to tell what they are. Are those fish? Those are fish. Just some fish. Alright, who's this in the corner?
What's this? I don't recognize you, elf. Wait, is that blood?
This is a human.
You're bandits, rebels, outlaws. The guards will make quick work of you. Oh!
You've no idea how long that Shem's had it coming.
That was the cook and I guess his elven assistant. I'm Briony. This is Saurus.
I'm Adwin, the cook's assistant. You're one of the girls they brought in, aren't you? They took the others to Lord Varn's room. You should hurry. He's not gentle with women. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm getting out of here before the storm hits.
Alright, I guess no help from that guy then. Let's see. Ooh, we can loot the liquor cabinet. I have brandy. Cool, love brandy. Now, there's doors on 2 sides of this room. Alright, I can see from my mini-map that the door on the left is probably the critical path, so I'm gonna go right. The cook, I'm not sure. It happened very fast. I think he was knocked out, but also I don't see him on the floor. I didn't catch it. Okay, the door on the right here is a storage room. There's someone standing in here. This is another elf. A dude with blonde spiky hair, but I can't interact with him. I can loot this cabinet. Rat poison. And a pile
This
of
should
sacks.
be easy enough.
Elf root. Wonder if I can do some combination magic here, point and click style, and put the poison in some brandy.
We should hurry before something happens to the others.
Okay, okay.
As you wish.
Alright, going into this next room looks like a dining hall.
Where did you get a weapon, elf?
Uh-oh. You better talk quick, scum!
Okay, we have 2 options here. He was, son, attack. And then I can lie. I found it nearby. I was bringing it to the armory. Or I can threaten them, get back to your game, and maybe you'll live. I'll go with that. Let's see what a threat does.
Are you insane?
You maggots are gonna die slowly.
Okay, combat. Alright, so we've got 3 guards in here. They're all named off-duty guard. One of them is orange, one of them... the text is in orange, one of them is yellow, one of them is green, which should roughly correspond to their tier. The orange and yellow ones are wearing sort of leather plates over chainmail, and the green colored one is wearing silver plate mail. I'm gonna attack the orange one first. I'm gonna instruct Saurus. I'll have Saurus stun the yellow one. I'll stun the orange one.
Weapons at the ready!
Alright, both stunned.
Here we go! Come now, defend yourself!
You'll pay for what Bond did, human!
Alright, so I took the orange one down. We're both doing okay on health. I do have this on easy mode so far. So we may have to increase the difficulty after a while. I'm gonna stand between the yellow and green one and try and use my weapon sweep to hit them both. Nope. Didn't hit either of them.
Why can't you humans leave us alone?
Come, you can do better than that!
So now I'm attacking green. Source was attacking yellow, but now he's running around. What are you doing, my guy?
Only one shall stand!
I guess he must be programmed to attack whoever I'm with.
This should be easy enough.
Alright, now I've got green
Come,
down.
you can do better than that!
I think someone is watching out for us.
Alright, so there's those guys down. Let's see what I get for loot. Another dagger and a health poultice. And a lyrium potion. That's for mages. That won't help. But I can switch around our weapons now, so I'm going to give myself the longsword and mace that I got from the first room. Nope. Wait. Oh, those are both main hand weapons. I can't put one of them in the offhand. So I guess I'll put a dagger in my offhand. And then Saurus, switch from the crossbow to Grey Warden dagger and the Orlesian dagger. So now we both have 2 weapons. That will suit our fighting styles. I see a little small room off here. This must be another storage room. Yeah, there's an elf on the floor who I can't interact with. She looks like she's cleaning or something. There's a lot of sacks in here. This is a sacks room. Sacks and barrels. Some of the barrels are sitting on top of... No, they're not sitting on top of stacks. They're just surrounded by sacks. I can loot a barrel for an elf root and a wine rack for some more brandy. Woo! More brandy. Let's get drunk. Alright, back into the dining hall. There's place settings everywhere. Plates and goblets and utensils on all 3 of these really long tables. But only these 3 guys are in here, which is good for us.
Right.
Alright, so we open the door on the other side and open to the hallway immediately in combat. On the other side was a guard. He's yellow tier.
On it. A little frantic?
Yep, we're both
I
fit
can
in the
see
doorway to
why.
attack him.
Watch out!
Stun.
For ruining my wedding!
82 XP. Which is, I think, what we've been getting from all of these guys.
Let's get started.
Another health poultice. Very good. Alright. So to the left is a dead end of the hallway. It looks like there's a ladder up to a platform. Like a really tall shelf that you could set things on. This hallway is about 2 stories tall. Has wooden beams at the top supporting the stonework. In the other direction, it goes down for a ways and then turns a right corner. There's a door to the left. Let's see what's in here. Oh, combat. Combat is in here. 1 guard. Hello, my dude. I'm here to kick your ass.
I hit this part!
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
I'll defend myself if I have to.
Alright. He had a crossbow. He was trying to shoot us at point blank. Not very smart of you. He has 14 copper and a lesser health poultice. This must be the armory. There's weapon racks. It's a very long room. Weapon racks all around, all down one wall, and armor racks all down the other. So I can loot 1 armor stand. Oh wow, this has a full set of leather armor. That'll be very good. I bet I can equip this. Yeah. Time to change out of my wedding clothes. Now I'm wearing the armor we saw at character creation. I do have to take off my mom's boots to get the set bonus. So now I have this leather, very tanned leather armor, breastplate and skirt. You can see some of my thighs before my boots, which have kneecaps. And likewise, you can see some of my biceps between my shoulder pads and my, what are they called? Vam braces? Arm braces? Alright, on the weapon rack I can get a short bow and crossbow, both tier 1. I'm just taking everything. And a gray iron, that's a tier 2 greatsword and a tier 2 mace. I have no use for all of this stuff, but I'll sell it eventually, because this is a role-playing game. Alright. Are we in the right part of the hallway? Yeah. So turn right down the hallway. This is another dead end with a very similar ladder going up to a tall shelf, and there's a doorway here. Huh. Autosave. Good reminder. Let's save the game. This is... I'll call this save game Briony Rules. This must be our... Oh my god.
See? I told you there'd be more. Elves run in packs, like rodents.
Should we keep the knife-eared bitch alive?
They killed our boys. She dies.
You killed Nelaros. That is what they just did. My husband-to-be, Nelaros, was killed very conveniently right the moment I walked in. There are 3 guards here, each of which has plate mail with a chain sort of coif around the neck and shoulders, and then a helmet with the visor turned up for all 3 of them. They're all extremely generic white dudes. Tell me where the others are.
Don't worry, sweet thing. They're being taken care of. When Lord Vaughn's done with them, we get our turn.
Alright, you're all gonna die. If I have anything to do with it. So we have 2 yellow, 1 orange. The orange is guard captain. I'm gonna try and take the yellow ones out first. See if I can hit more than one with a weapon.
You had it coming!
No, just hit one.
As you wish. On your guard!
So Saurus and I just took one of the yellow ones down. Let's see about the second one. My health is getting... Oh boy, my health is getting low. I need to put health potions on my quick bar.
Dying, blast you!
Use 1, that got me to full.
Either you or me, and it isn't gonna be me. On it.
Alright, I actually did a sweep and it hit both of them. This time.
Let's end this quickly! Get myself into this. I hope I don't
Alright, I took down the other yellow one. Saurus has been attacking the orange. Oh, the captain. He's got the captain almost all the way down the head. Good for you, cousin.
Nelaros. I'm so sorry.
Come on, let's find the others and leave this place.
Of course. We should hurry before something happens to the others.
Alright. Oh my god, I can loot Nelaros. Oh no. I can loot his wedding ring. Oh no. +1 willpower ring. Well, I guess I'm putting that on. I can loot 2 of the guards. Health poultice. 10 copper. The guard captain did not get any of his equipment.
Right.
And a cabinet, which has a single quartz. Gemstones are a item you can sell. Alright, so on the other side of this room is another... Wait, no, that's where we came from. On the other side of this room is a long hallway.
As you wish.
Which does have a guard in it. I shouldn't have opened the door so fast. He has a crossbow. Stun him.
There is your weakness!
That was fast. It is a good thing that this game does not have noise alerting, because there are 4 doors in this hallway, 2 on each side, which I'm gonna guess probably have people in them that would be alert. Just hearing us murder a guard in the hallway. Let's start with the first one on the right.
This should
Oh no, this is a dog kennel.
be easy enough.
We have to fight a dog. There's a dog and two handlers. I'm sorry, pup. Well, at least kill the humans first.
Watch out, cousin! Maker!
Got?
That's for Shiani! You'll pay for what Bond did, human!
Move and parry, strike and kill! Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
Her combat barks are very aggressive. This is not what I expected when I picked the experienced voice set. Oh, I'm so sorry, dog. Well, I can loot the trainers. One of them has a tier 3 shield, and Mabari, that's the name of the dog species. Kibble, basically, which is a health potion for dogs. Other one also has Mabari Crunch and a metal shard, which is a trap-making component. There are 2 other dogs in here in kennels, which I guess I could open and fight them, but I don't want to do that.
As you wish.
There's another armor stand here. This has a tier 2 leather armor set. I'll give that to Saurus. Now he has better armor than me. Chaosbringer, you do get a dog as a pet later in the game. It will not be these dogs. These dogs
Let's get started.
Are only aggressive. I do not think we have the chance to befriend them.
Right.
Alright, first room on the left. Who's in here? A servant. Scrubbing the floor. I can't talk to her. This is a bedroom. There's a double bed with a red cover, made up very nicely. There's a wash basin and a locked chest that I can open.
On it.
It has an axe and a quartz. And a book on the table. Let's take some time to read, shall we?
This should be easy enough.
History of Ferelden, Chapter 1. What if we just sat here and read some history books? Yeah, the girls can wait. Time to read some history. No. Alright. Second door on the left. Oh, there's some guys in here. 3 off-duty guards. This looks like a bunk room. Like a barracks. There are 4 sets of bunk beds, so 8 beds. As well as a table.
On it.
Ha! See if I can make it with a weapon sweep. Got one of them.
No!
I mean, I hit one of them.
Why can't you humans leave us alone?
You're getting sloppy!
Let's end this quickly! I'm glad that's over.
Me
You
too,
never had a
Saurus.
chance.
Me too. Alright, what can I loot? Lyrium potion. Why are all of these guards carrying magic potions? And a frozen lightning reagent for potion crafting. That guy just had 12 copper. This guy has another lyrium potion.
On it.
And a footlocker with a quartz. Nothing else to loot in here. There looks like there's some playing cards on the table. We must have interrupted a card game. And what looks like energy drink cans on napkins. That must be some sort of... I guess maybe that's a candle? It really looks like a monster can. Alright, last door. Well, not the last door, but the second door on the right.
As you wish.
3 more off-duty guards. This is another barracks. This room has 7 sets of bunk beds.
You got my back, cousin? Careful!
Come now, defend yourself!
Between the two of us, we've stunned 2 of them.
Only one shall stand! You're mine!
You got my back, cousin?
I am consistently taking most of the aggro here.
On your guard! Come, you
I'm
can do better
never
than
losing
that!
enough health to... Oh my god, I decapitated one of them. These death blows.
Right.
Alright, looted 10 copper. Another lyrium potion.
This should be easy enough.
And open a chest. Blood-stained tier 3 shield. Another elf root. I have plenty of crafting to do. This room doesn't have a card table. Just a tiny table with 2 goblets on it. And a bottle of wine. Alright, now there's one more door on the right. The mini-map makes it look like this is very small. Well, this is a door down to a lower floor. The door is not interactable. So I can't do that. And then a door at the end of the hall. I'm gonna guess that this is going further. I'm gonna save here. Alright, now we're in... Let's see, this is another... What is this room? This is like a receiving hall. There's a big double door flanked by 2 urns and a big archway that is not interactable. There are 2 guards that were standing on either side of that. There's a very fancy carpet on the floor, lots of diamond and circle geometric patterns. There's a couple of planters, fancy light, fancy statues.
You had it coming!
Murder some guards.
You're getting sloppy! Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance? Time for some fun!
Alright, one of them had a sword and shield, the other one's far away with a bow.
Show me what you've got!
I need to be brave!
Source decapitated him this time. Good on you, buddy. Can I talk to him?
We should hurry before something happens to the others.
No, just that. Another lyrium potion. So through here, the only door is a doorway flanked by 2 statues of women with cloaks and hoods over their heads, holding large shields. This is a hallway with a roaming guard who we've entered combat, but he hasn't actually seen us yet. Now he has. Crossbow guard. Stun.
I think someone is watching out for us.
Thank you. Why is it always decapitation? There are other death blows, but that must be the common one for human type enemies. I know there are other ones for other types. Alright, here's a locked door.
As you wish.
Can unlock that. There is... I don't know what kind of room this is. There's 2 guards in it.
This should be easy enough.
One with a bow, one with a sword. Swords is running after the one with the bow.
Here we go! Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance? On your guard!
Yeah, see, there's another decapitation blow. I know there are others. Alright, gonna run over and help.
Let's
them.
get started.
Crossbow.
Only one shall stand!
Praise Andraste!
You never had a chance.
So this room, it's a sort of octagonal room, longer than it is deep. And it looks like these aren't beds. In the 4 sort of diagonal corners, there's these little stone platforms that have rugs, like hide rugs in front of them. I don't know what this room is for, but there's a... Well, I should loot this guard. 11 copper and a health poultice. What does the one in the doorway have?
Right.
A lyrium potion. I swear, you guys. And there's an ornate chest, which has, ooh, a gold ring. No bonus. This is something to sell. An heirloom necklace. +2 strength, +10% spirit damage resistance, +1 armor. And a lesser nature salve. Increases the user's resistance to nature damage by 30% for 3 minutes. We have not gotten to any elemental damage yet. But that necklace, I will put that on. I would say these are altars, but there's no, like, iconography. They're literally just stone platforms. And yeah, the fighting dialogue is very aggressive. I was trying to go for, like, a diplomatic thing, but no. Alright, so there's a doorway back at the beginning of this hallway that I missed on the left. I'm gonna go back to that. It's a small square room, sort of a like an airlock, a passageway between 2 rooms.
On it.
Beyond it, oh, key required. Not pickable. I'll have to come back there. And then this hallway leads to a cross, so we just went in the right of the cross, which is where we found that weird room with the platforms, to the front.
As you wish.
I don't like that I haven't immediately started combat in here. This is a feast hall, it looks like. There's a long table with fancy chairs on one side, with 3 jars I can loot. Warmth balm, that prevents against fire damage. Health poultice.
As you wish.
Health poultice. Hey guys, why are these on your dining table? There's also an elven servant in here who I can't interact with. Behind the chairs at the main table, there's a wooden relief carving on the wall, but the texture is not high-res enough for me to make out what it is. Not sure. On the other side we have an armoire that I can loot. 5 copper. Great. On the other side of the room is a door. It looks like that goes into another hallway. I'm not going to go down there yet. That looks like critical path. I'm going to go back into the left. Key required. Ugh. Alright. So we'll go ahead. Through the banquet hall, and there's an autosave point, so this must be something. I'm gonna save here. We have another hallway, and I've just stepped on the pressure plate of a trap that has sent a fire towards us, which is alerted a bodyguard. Orange rank.
That's for
Show me
ruining
what
my
you've got.
wedding! Come on!
It's either you or me, and it isn't gonna be me.
Guide my arm! I got one.
So I must not be a good enough rogue to have spotted that trap. Either that or I just ran right onto it. This guy has a belt, a fencer's cinch, +2 constitution, +3 defense, +2 attack, and a tier 1 shield. Let's see, do I have a belt? I don't have a belt yet. I will mention that I also have a ton of DLC items in my inventory. There's some very high-level weapons, armor, and accessories that I do have, but I've not gone through and equipped them yet because they are unbalancing. Alright, there's a door here on the left that I can unlock. What's in here? This is a bedroom, I think. Yeah, this is a bedroom. There's a servant in here I can't talk to.
Let's get started.
Shelves with a piece of blank vellum. That's another sellable item. And a book.
On it.
History of Ferelden, Chapter 2. I get 50 experience points every time I read one of these. Or at least every time I, get them. Otherwise, not much else in here. A bunch of cupboards and bookshelves I can't interact with. A desk with some papers. Ooh, a very fancy bathtub. This one's like built out of stone. It's not just a metal tub, it's like a fixture built into the corner. I do plan on reading the books, some of them at least. If there's anything you'd specifically like me to read, hit me up. A lot of these are long, sort of multi-paragraph codex entries, which are, you know, very interesting. They're written from a lore point of view. But if I read everything the minute I got it, I feel like the stream would probably get very tedious. Alright, the end of this hallway, we have doors on the left and right. The right one looks like a small room. Yeah, this is a storage room. Wooden crate with a quartz. And through the left, the first door is actually standing open. This is a receiving room, it looks like. There's 3 benches on one side with pillow seat cushions. There's more wooden reliefs on the walls. Again, I can't, the resolution is not good enough for me to tell what it is. And then on the other side, a chessboard. Looks like the game was won. There's not many pieces on the board. 2 very fancy chairs, and a vase that I can loot for a mushroom.
My, what have we here?
Ah, this was the
Don't
plot door.
worry, we'll make short work of these 2.
Quiet, you idiot! They're covered with enough blood to fill a tub. What do you think that means?
So Vaughn has changed from his extremely fancy silk outfit into a darker outfit with a cloak. And his 2 guys are there, and the women are on the floor, I think. I'm gonna say... what do you think that means? You tell me.
All right, let's not be too hasty here. Surely we can talk this over.
You really think you can talk your way out of this?
Please, just get me out of here. I want to go home.
That's Shiani.
Think for a minute. Kill me and you ruin more lives than just your own. By dawn, the city will run red with elven blood. Think about it. You know how this ends. Or we could talk this through, now that you have my undivided attention.
How dare you threaten us?
Last chance. Kill me and destroy everything you care about, or hear me out and change your life for the better.
But cousin, what if he's right? They'll purge the alienage again.
You think they won't as it is, after what we've done?
If you're sure, I'm with you.
Ha! I always regret talking to knife ears. Now I'll just gut your ignorant carcasses instead.
Chaosbringer, yes, this does affect the game. I don't know how to quantify much, but if you spare this character, he can show up later. And I believe there are repercussions from this decision either way on the elves here. So we have Vaughn, who is tier yellow, Lord Braden, tier green, and Lord Jonaley, Jonaley, which looks like one of those fake Japanese games that tried to make English and failed. All right, I'm gonna kick Vaughn in the nuts. Stun him, bastard.
Stinking elf!
Hit all 3 of them. Oh my gosh, first time my weapon sweep has worked. I actually hit all 3
Blood
of
will
them.
paint these floors! I'm going to tear you in two!
That's for ruining my wedding!
I hope I don't regret this!
Alright, he stunned me. So we actually took him. Saurus took down Jonaley.
This should be easy enough.
I've decapitated Braden. Why is it only decapitations it's giving me? Alright, we got all 3 of them down. Quest updated.
He's dead. Tell me we did the right thing, cousin.
It's a little late for regrets.
I'm not regretting it. It's just... Never mind. I'll check the back room for the others. Shiani needs you.
Yeah, alright. I'm gonna loot the guards. Braden has Kendall's ceremonial longsword. It's not even his. Small metal round shield, 6 copper. All of those were tier 3. John Lee has a tier 3 dagger. Vaughn has... What does Vaughn have? 2 of Kendall's ceremonial dagger. Kendall's must be like a manufacturer, not a guy. And a frozen lightning reagent. Is there anything else in this room to loot? There's an armor stand.
As you wish.
A set of medium armor, tier 2 chainmail. Take those. And here's Shiani. She's lying on the floor, sort of holding at her abdomen.
Don't leave me alone. Please. Please take me home.
Yes, let's go home.
So much blood. I can't stand to look at it. It's everywhere.
You killed them, didn't you? You killed them all?
I did what had to be done.
Good. Good.
Here's the others.
Is she going to be all right?
Would you be?
Shiani's strong. She'll recover.
We should go. Soon. As in now.
Yes, I've had enough of this place.
I'll take the rear guard. I can't wait to leave this place.
I don't know how we found our way out, but we just faded to a load screen, so I guess we did.
You've returned. Has Shiani been hurt? Where is Tormi's daughter, Nola?
Nola didn't make it. She resisted.
They killed her.
Nelaros, too. The guards killed him.
I see. Would the rest of you ladies please take Shiani home? She needs rest.
Of course.
Now tell me, what happened?
So we're speaking to the Alienage Elder here. We have various options of how to tell him Vaughn's dead. I'm just gonna go with the straight up one. Vaughn's dead.
Then the garrison could already be on their way. You have little time.
I'm not sure what we should do.
The guards are here!
Don't panic. Let's see what comes of this.
The guy who ran in to announce was the guy with the...
I seek Valendrian, Elder and Administrator of the Alienage.
Here, Captain. I take it you have come in response to today's disruption.
Don't play ignorant with me, Elder. You'll not prevent justice from being done. The Earl's son lies dead in a river of blood that runs through the entire palace. I need names, and I need them now.
Okay, so we've got 4 or 5 guards here. I didn't get the chance to count them. Wearing ornate armor, with chainmail coifs and the pointed helmets that have the visors up. It's a elderly man with a beard that is talking to us. Well, I don't know if he's elderly, but the beard is white. I can choose to say it was Soros and me. I can choose to say it was my doing, or I can stay silent. Oh, what am I gonna do? It was my doing.
You expect me to believe one woman did all of that?
We are not all so helpless, Captain.
You saved many by coming forward. I don't envy your fate, but I applaud your courage.
Oh, shut up.
This elf will wait in the dungeons until the Arl returns. The rest of you, back to your houses.
Captain, a word, if you please.
Here's Duncan,
What is
our
it,
Grey
Grey
Warden?
Warden? The situation is well under control, as you can see.
Be that as it may, I hereby invoke the Grey Warden's right of conscription. I remove this woman into my custody.
You can do that?
Son of a tie-down. Very well, Grey Warden. I cannot challenge your rights, but I'll ask one thing. Get this elf out of the city today.
Agreed.
Now I need to get my men on the streets before this news hits. Move out!
Alright, so they're leaving.
You're with me now. Say your goodbyes and see me when you're ready. We leave immediately.
But what's going to happen here?
For the moment, they are fine. There are far more important matters arising that endanger more than just your people. I needed a Grey Warden, and I found one. That conscripting you saved your life is only circumstance. You did what you had to do to accomplish your mission. We need people like you. Now quickly, say your goodbyes. Your life here is over.
Whew. Alright, so the gate out of the alienage has now slammed back shut. Quest updated. You agreed to join the Ancient Order of the Grey Wardens. Conveniently, this also means you escaped your execution. I have a level up. Saurus has left the party, although he's still wearing the armor I gave him. Enjoy that, buddy. Duncan is my quest marker. Let me see on the map if I have any others. No, but I should talk to people. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna change out of my armor. I'm gonna put my clothes back on. I'll put on the clothes I woke up in, not my wedding clothes. So I'm not running around with armor and weapons. Alright, here we go. Let's wander back to the main square. Let's see, who's around?
You're lucky that Duncan was here to help you out.
Got some ambient.
Make her watch over your path.
I just hope things don't get worse for us here.
It's going to be a lot quieter without you around.
I always said you were meant for something other than this place.
Here's Dilwyn, who gave me a bunch of money earlier.
Maybe this will be for the best.
Alright, no actual conversation there. I wonder if I can go into the store now. I mean, I could go before, but I couldn't buy anything. Hey, Alarith.
You should go quickly. Just know that we're all going to miss you.
Nope, no dialogue there. Or no conversation, that is. On the other side of town, there's a wall.
Right.
Right-click to examine.
Let's get started.
Oh, the pop-up text is coming up out of my field of view.
As you wish.
The alienage gates are locked for the moment to prevent outsiders from coming in and causing further disruption. Okay. And then here's my house and my dad.
If this is what the Maker has planned for you, then I guess it's for the best. Your mother would have been pleased.
I hope so.
Take care, my girl. Be safe and wise. And, well, you know. We'll all miss you.
I guess that's that. Let's go inside. I wonder if Shiani's in here. Alright, here's Valora.
There you are. Thank you. For me, for Saurus, for everything.
This is Saurus's wife. Be good to Saurus.
I will, I swear it. Shiani seems to have regained herself. I'll leave you two alone. Good luck, and thank you again.
And here's Shiani.
You took all the responsibility for what happened. You're amazing, you know that?
How are you holding up?
I'm alright. As far as the others know, Vaughn just roughed me up a bit. I just don't want them treating me like some fragile doll. You've always been there for me. But what happened was beyond what anyone could ever expect from another person. When the world was at its worst, there you came. Fire in your eyes, like something out of a storybook. I'll never forget that. I love you, cousin. Make us proud out there.
I love you too, Shiani.
Make her watch over you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh. I wish I could take her with. I wish she was a permanent companion. She's not. We'll see her later. We'll see her at the end of the game. But not for a while. Okay, I think I've found everyone. Because Soros and the Elder are back here with Duncan. I wonder if I can say a proper goodbye to them. Oh, where'd Soros go? He disappeared from here. Oh, man. Alright, I'll talk to the Elder.
Well, I guess Duncan got his recruit after all.
It wasn't by my choice.
No. Either way, it's out of my hands now. If you'll excuse me, I must tend to our people. Goodbye, young one, and make her keep you.
Alright, I guess that's it. I think if I talk to Duncan now, we're gonna leave. So let me take care of some stuff. I have to level up. So 3 attribute points. I'm gonna put 2 in dexterity, push that up to 18, and 1 into constitution. I'll bring my health up a bit. I need a talent. I'm gonna go for the 3rd row 2nd talent in double weapons, which is Flurry. The character lashes out with a flurry of 3 blows, dealing normal combat damage with the first 2 hits and generating a critical hit with the final blow. Dual weapon experts, again that's 3rd talent, 1st row, can never miss with this. So now I have that. I have another tactics slot, which will be for when I deal with AI stuff. Let me look at the codex. Let me see if there's anything good to read. So, creatures. Only creature we've encountered is the Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. I don't know who that is. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. Oh, the Maker. Yeah, so the Maker is the name for God, basically, in this universe. Speaking of which, I have another part of the Chant of Light, the Commandments of the Maker. So this is another one in poetry form. These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God, and He is our Maker. They are sinners who have given their love to false gods. Magic exists to serve man, and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his children. They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond. All men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings. Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and accursed by the Maker. Those who bear false witness and work to deceive others know this. There is but one truth. All things are known to our Maker, and He shall judge their lies. All things in this world are finite. What one man gains, another has lost. Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do harm to their livelihood and to their peace of mind. Our Maker sees this with a heavy heart. Transfigurations, chapter 1, 1 through 5. So that's all we have in the religion category. In the culture and history category, we have the city elves, alienage culture, the Dalish elves, history of Ferelden, chapters 1 and 2, culture of Ferelden, the Vanadal, the Grey Wardens, and Darkspawn. Let me know if you'd like me to go in depth on any of those. I think I did read one or two of them before. And then we have characters. I will do these. We have Duncan. Quote, "Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings, the Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. He might say this was a convenience in his case, however. His mother was from the Anderfells, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the Free Marches and Orlais. His people were everywhere, and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. That's a big difference. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits." And Valendrian the Elder, "Remember that our strength lies in commitment to tradition and to each other. Every alienage has a Haren, an elder. It falls to the Haren to arrange marriages for those without family, to negotiate with guards when there's trouble, and to act as a sort of mayor and surrogate uncle to the people of the alienage. The title, like so many other things, is a holdover from the time of Arlathan, for Harens are not necessarily the oldest person in their community, or even all that old. Tradition gives the role to the oldest soul, the wisest, cleverest, and the most level-headed. Valendrian has been Haren of the Denerim alienage since he was in his 30s. Very cool. We don't have anything in the books and songs category yet. In the notes category, we have just the credits list for 2 of the DLCs. In controls, we have an explanation of various things. That's all right. Quest-related, nothing. Okay. Alright, let me know if there's anything else you want me to read. Otherwise, I think I'm going to go ahead and move on. And take a drink of water. Alright, let's go ahead with Duncan. Had to check Twitter there for a moment.
Are you ready to go?
I am.
Good. Then we leave for Ostagar immediately.
A tip here, never enter battle with your bare hands. Use the inventory screen to equip new weapons or armor. Thanks. Game really does not like these loading screens. I may have to restart and free up some memory so that it stops hanging on load.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The king's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Cailan. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
So we've just, while he was talking about Ostagar, we were on a world map, then we zoomed in to Ostagar, where we have the giant ruins of this old fortress, stories and stories tall, just absolutely immense. And we've met this king, who is a white man with long blonde hair pulled back in 2 braids around the side of his head, and then a ponytail at the back. He's wearing enormous gold, sort of ceremonial, massive armor, and he has 2 guards behind him as well. I'm Briony, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. I see you're an elf, friend. From where do you hail?
The city of Denerim.
As do I, though I've not been in the palace for some time. Do you come from the Alienage? Tell me, how is it there? My guards all but forbid me going there.
There are many things you know nothing about. That's the most diplomatic option here, really. I could have just said I killed an Earl's son for raping my friend. Well, I'll go with the subtler one.
Oh? Anything in particular?
Oh gosh. Where do I start? Poverty? Injustice? Murder?
You think I care nothing about these things, but I do. I suppose trust will only come with proof. Things will change once we defeat the Darkspawn, in the Alienages and all through Ferelden. For now, we must attend to war. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
We both bow.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
He didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True.
Gestures to walk together.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, You must trust that what is done is necessary.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
I bow and he walks off. New Codex, King Kalen. New Codex, the Korkari Wilds. Area unlocked, Ostagar. New quest, join the Grey Wardens. Very triumphant music. Yes. Let me look if I have an entry on Darkspawn yet. I do. Alright, it starts with a quote. Those who had sought to claim heaven by violence destroyed it. What was golden and pure turned black. Those who had once been mage lords, the brightest of their age, were no longer men but monsters. Threnodies 12:1. Sin was the midwife that ushered the Darkspawn into this world. The Magisters fell from the Golden City, and their fate encompassed all our worlds. There's a typo here. Worlds is written as possessive. For they were not alone. No one knows where the Darkspawn come from. A dark mockery of men. In the darkest places they thrive, growing in numbers as a plague of locusts will. In raids, they will often take captives, dragging their victims alive into the deep roads. But most evidence suggests that these are eaten. Like spiders, it seems Darkspawn prefer their food still breathing. Perhaps they're simply spawned by the darkness. Certainly we know that evil has no trouble perpetuating itself. The last blight was in the Age of Towers, striking once again at the heart of Tevinter, spreading south into Orlais and east into the Free Marches. The plague spread as far as Ferelden, but the withering and twisting of the land stopped well beyond our borders. Here, Darkspawn have never been more than the stuff of legends. In the northern lands, however, particularly Tevinter and the Anderfels, they say Darkspawn haunt the hinterlands, preying on outlying farmers and isolated villages, a constant threat. From the book Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. It doesn't really say much about them physically. We haven't seen any in-game yet, except for the opening movie, so we'll describe them when we see them, because we sure will be seeing them. We have a new entry on the Archdemon as well. In darkness eternal they searched, for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the Whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world, the first blight. Threnodies 8:7. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by its taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land, the Blight. We also have an entry on the Korkari Wilds, which is where we are. We have a new entry on King Kalen. Quote, I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. Son of the legendary King Marek therein, Kalen was the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Anora. And an entry on Logain Mactir. Quote, it takes more than legends to win a battle. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the Resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Marek, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Marek raised his friend to the nobility, and Loghain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Alright. So, we are now at Ostagar. This is a fortress built on two sides of an enormous ravine, connected by this incredibly tall bridge. It's very wide, like enough for 10 people to march side by side. Very ornate. There's these giant banners with the Ferelden rampant griffin heraldry on either side. The sun's out. Hello, sun. And I believe, before we explore Ostagar, that this is a good breaking point, and we will explore tonight in the second part of our Dragon Age stream. This is where I'm going to call it for this afternoon. I'm going to take a break, leave you all to enjoy your afternoon and evening, and we will be back at 9 o'clock Eastern to get on with our joining the Grey Wardens. So until then, I have been, as always, at CEL10E. That is where I am here on Twitch, on Twitter, and on YouTube. I also stream Crusader Kings, which is a historical grand strategy role-playing game, and Return of the Obra Dinn, a mystery game. You can find those in my archives or on YouTube. And I think that's it. I'll see y'all tonight.